Welcome back to 4 Minute Friday, guys. Today we are going on with the GoPro because I've recently purchased the GoPro Hero 6. I did do a vlog with that, so I'll chuck that on the end of the video so you can have a look at the sound quality and other little bits of trials I did with it. Today I'm going to show you what's actually on the screen, what you see, the menus, and maybe go through a few of them just to give you a little insight if you're thinking about buying one, that's all. So I'm going to try and keep it under 4 minutes, but I've yet to do that, so stay with me. So we're going to dive straight into it, guys. On the front you've obviously got your lens and your GoPro sign. You've got your, where it says Hero 6 there. That's the only way you can differentiate between the Hero 5 and the Hero 6. So I hope you can see that my focus isn't great. Obviously on the other side what we've been through, you've got your on and off button, your mode button, it just switches between each mode, your record button at the top, and your battery and your SD card goes in the bottom. So as you can see, I switched the screen on, like so. Ignore my black fingernail, but that's all you're going to be able to focus on now, so I do apologise. As you can see, what I've been recording in is video at a resolution of 1080, frames per second 120, and field of view is unlinear, which is basically the same as your camera, straight lines and everything else. So what we're going to look at first is what's on the main screen. Basically, how many minutes you've got left on your SD card, your battery power, which is a major downfall on these. It does drain rapidly. You'll even see it, look, it's just going down and down and down. Next you've got your connectivity at the top, and let's go straight into, because I'm trying to keep under the 4 minutes. Field of view, you've got your wide, which is a wide angle, as you can see on the radiator there, it kind of bows the edges. And then you've got your super view, which is a lot better field of view, but it does put a bigger fisheye effect on it. It's great. If you check out the video at the end of the link, you'll see what I mean. So we're going to stick it back to linear because I like to shoot on linear. You can zoom on these, but you can't zoom while recording. You have to zoom in then record, and so on. So if we click on the little camera icon down here, we've got video option or looping option. Basically self-explanatory there. You go across to your photography. So you've got night photography, general photography, or burst pictures. Then you can go to time lapse. You can do a time lapse video, time lapse photo, or a night lapse photo. Basically just better lighting. Onto resolution, of course you've got your 1080. I only stick to 1080 120 frames per second because that is the maximum you can go for image stabilization on your recordings. If you go any higher, meaning frames per second or resolution, 4K goes all the way up to 4K, you will lose the image stabilization. So you have to compensate. It's still HD, so it's fine. If you click on the frames per second, obviously 240, 60, 30 and 24. So if we swipe to the right, it brings up your media, what you've already shot. Cycle through it, you play a clip, it's already on loop. You can swipe up and this brings up your volume. So we're going to close this, just me and the boy, as you can see. Very good playback. However, I have found that the screen is sometimes a bit slacky, a bit slow. If we swipe to the left, that brings up Protune. Now these are basically options. Protune is a set menu, enables advanced video settings for greater control. It's just presets. It's just a fancy way of saying presets. You can alter your shutter speed, EV, com, ISO, ISO max, audio, colour is GoPro or flat. You'll see in the video what I mean about that and what I chuck at the end. Image quality and white balance. I haven't really played with this yet because I like to do my own little thing. So, but I am going to give this a go. If you swipe again, you bring up image stabilization. You can turn it on or off, but again you can only do it on a maximum of 1080 120 frames per second. Otherwise it automatically is disabled. If you swipe again, you've got auto low light. When needed, automatically lowers the frame rate in dim lighting for better video quality. So it's quite good. And then you've got your manual audio control, which it basically says your GoPro auto switches between stereo and wind reduction modes for optimal sound. That's what it's set at as you get it. That's default. You can choose each one. You can turn on to lock your GoPro in either stereo or wind reduction mode. Say if you're outside all the time, you can just lock it on wind. So that's basically it for that menu. And then if you swipe down, it brings up these settings. Now you can turn voice control on and off by clicking that little button there. Back on. You've got your connections, your GoPro app, connect a new device, your Wi-Fi band, it goes to 5 GHz or 2.4 I believe, yep. Name and password, reset connections, wireless connections. That's basically it for that menu. Then of course you've got your lock. Now this is quite good, this little lock, it's quite handy. You lock it there. Then what that basically does is, let's assume you're filming, you've clicked record and you can't do anything. It just brings up swipe down, which is very handy, believe it or not. It's surprising how many times you do catch it and switch it off. So to get rid of that, you just swipe down and tap the padlock. Very handy. I'll just get rid of that for a minute. And then you go on your preferences, and this is basically camera tour, about this GoPro, means serial number and everything else, any GoPro updates, your time, your date format, voice control, wake, on voice you can say, wake GoPro, language, and it gives you a list of commands here, which I don't know if you can see those, but I'll just go nice and slowly so you can read them. And that's basically it. So there's quite a few really. Beep volume, it's good when if you're recording when you're not allowed to use any sound, you can turn that off. LEDs, your quick capture, that's your app. Default mode, you can set what mode you want it to come on as default. Mine's obviously video. Auto off, basically 15 minutes it switches off if there's no activity. Screensaver never. Your brightness. Now your brightness is a major killer for the battery. This comes preset at 100%, but your battery will drain like crazy. So your brightness comes preset at 100%. That's way too bright. That's more than what you need. So I've turned mine down to 27 to 20, that's plenty. So next we've got auto rotation. Basically that means if you flip the camera upside down, it will continue to record the right way. And then of course you've got your regional, your GPS, your language, video format. Your regulatory is basically regulators, just information really. HDMI, auto input, format SD card, camera defaults and factory reset. So that's basically the menu, guys. I hope this has given you a bit more of an insight of what you're getting into. So you basically got on the front, you've got what you're shooting in time lapse, your SD card and your battery, which surprisingly, what are we at now? We're at 73%, that's crazy. And I've just basically done this video without any edits. And it's dropped that quick. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you slap that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.